It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Hey, I've been waiting for something for me to snap on. Graduated from the freestyle, stay with a cap on. Black on, been in my publishing for these rap songs. Making whack nigga back off, let the cash grow. 5 in the morning, I'm up with my baby, no sleeping. Clown niggas, y'all Barnum and Bailey, I'm creeping. Got an army with me, nah, it's a Navy, so y'all better pay me like K-Dot, them arms to be waving. I had a couple brushes with devils, quiet as kelp. I'm charging for air, you boys talk under your breath. God is my witness, he with me, and he counting my steps. So anybody riding with me, y'all should double your bets. I chose W's, like Aisha Wilson out this bitch. Nigga argue about the gold, I want a Billy out there, bitch. I been counting more cheese like a Philly in this shit. A verse hard white like I'm breaking down a brick. Ratchet on me like the repo man. They done brought me back to life like Encino man. Ran off with the yams like an elope man. I got dealt with the chip, I'm the Frito man. I want millions, Benzes, numbers up senses. Nigga try to count me out, now I want vengeance. 100 rat taught me how to run it back. Clemson, all I do is work in my city, I need pension. Somebody said it'd be disrespectful to rap on it. I'm by business, y'all niggas ain't got the acumen. Immaculate, I've been adamant with these savages. The flow is so extravagant, extrapolating arrogance. That ain't even drop yet. Bitch, I got plans too. Nigga wanna scrap about it, bitch, I got hands too. Yeah, man, got a nigga twisted like a can too. I clean him out like shampoo. I pity y'all some damn fools. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, all the stepmothers out there, all the grandmothers out there, and even the aunties, uncles, and others in families who step up and play a motherly role or have taken other people's children in. Much love and respect to you, okay? Now, we're going to be talking about Reason, formerly of TDE, Reason, who is now independent, doing his own thing, got asked for his walking papers. And he has a new interview out with Bootleg Kev. Okay. Reason also has a new project out. All right. So if you like the way Reason raps, he's a very good rapper. Be sure to go check out his new project. It's called Moving Towards Love Pink. All right. And it's broken up into like 4 discs, as it's called. I don't know why it's done that way. It's only 13 songs, but I guess there's a method to the madness into the way that he arranged it or what have you. But check it out. Give him a shot, man. He's talented. He's trying to figure his thing out on his own. But he again has an interview out with Bootleg Kev, and the subject of Kendrick Lamar ended up coming up. Okay. And in that, they ended up talking about GNX, where it falls in the line of Kendrick Lamar's discography, which I think is a safe conversation. But then Reason kind of started talking about the featured artists on the project. We recently had Daylight come out and basically criticize the featured artists on the project as well. And we also saw, last year, one of the artists that was featured on the project was disgruntled and not feeling good about his position in the game. If I'm not mistaken, Dodie Six, who had one of the more popular verses on the album, he was going through some things. I think he's got an addiction issue. He came out and was criticizing Kendrick and saying he wasn't eating off the project. And unfortunately, his business just wasn't buttoned up, So it wasn't looking good for him. And he went off on like a whole dang near self-sabotage rant. His family was looking for him. It was bad, right? So there's been a lot of conversation about who showed up on the album. Once upon a time, Kendrick was completely saluted for giving all of these different mostly unknown artists an opportunity. If you weren't an LA native or local or somebody from the West Coast really tapped into the scene, you didn't really know who these guys were. I mean, let's look at it all over again. You had Hitta J3, you had Peso, you had Dodie Six, you had Young Threat. Like, who are these guys? You know what I'm saying? I know who Hitta J3 is. He's been around for a while. But the rest of them, I was not up on game. Lefty Gunplay, I was not up on game. You know what I mean? So the fact that they even got to sniff a Kendrick Lamar album and actually be credited, actually come out on stage, some of them, a couple of them, AZ Chike on the album, AZ Chike took the ball and ran with it. We're just waiting on his debut album. We know he's in with Pharrell. We know that he's got a cosign from Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So we're just waiting. We seen him in the studio with Tyler, the Creator. But Kendrick Lamar is not responsible for these guys. He didn't sign any of them. He don't manage any of them. You know what I'm saying? But basically, Reason was saying that he felt that the LA sound would have caught a stronger hold on the culture on a global level had he chosen a different group of artists, perhaps more consistent artists or artists that were more prepared to, seize the moment. And it got him under fire, right? His words ended up kind of getting twisted by some OVO fans on Twitter who posted the video with a misleading caption. So as Reason does, he's been online fighting back, trying to make sure his words are received correctly. Now, what I think Reason may need to do, I know it's going to be very hard for him because of his history and where he's been and just the way that his career has played out in the public eye when it has been public, is that I think he should stop talking about TDE. I think he should stop talking about anything associated with them. Like, stop answering questions about where they stand. Stop talking about Kendrick. And I hate to say that, right? Because as a man, as a person who knows these people, who has, met these people, and, he said Dot even supported him being signed to TDE, right? But in order to really charter his own path and keep himself out of that conversation and keep him out of, I don't want to say harm's way, but keep him out of some of the unnecessary bullshit, because remember, there's also some alleged smoke between himself and Ab-Soul, right? That we haven't really figured out what the whole thing is on that. But Soul felt like homeboy was shooting at him, burning cars at a location only them two would know. They from the same area. Stuff that looked like it could be associated. So I just think Reason, at bare minimum, should just feel, not to say don't ask me, but just take the stance of, it's all love. Wish them all the best, but I don't wish to talk about them. You know what I mean? And although some people are going to say that's the pussyfoot way out, I think it's best for him, again, to be able to build Reason as Reason. You know what I mean? Moving forward. But let's go ahead and play the clip that's got him defending himself and see what y'all think of it. So as y'all can see here, this page here, Zad Cody, put up the caption saying, Reason says Kendrick Lamar's poor curation of artists is why GNX came up short and didn't popularize the LA sound the way Kendrick intended. Now, one thing that we have noticed in recent times is that people will read a caption and not actually watch the video for context. So they'll see that and they'll start shitting on somebody, right? And be like, Kendrick Lamar's poor curation. Who the fuck are you? Listen to what he actually had to say.
I was hoping that the GNX moment would have resulted in that sound becoming more
popular
for someone outside of Kendrick.
Yeah.
Because it's I feel like Kendrick could do whatever and
it's gonna work. Work. If he made an opera album, we're gonna find a reason to like it. You get what I'm saying?
Country Tomorrow, everybody
find a reason to like it.
Make it make sense. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because that's even with my own music. That's why I've always kind of been kind of give and pull with the going the LA route, because as much as I love LA music, I know that worldwide, it's not accepted in that type of way. You get what I'm saying? I got homies in New York that hate GNX. I don't get it. For me, it's my literally second or third favorite Kendrick Lamar album, which is high for his discography. You get what I'm saying? And so
it's Salas's favorite.
It's Salas's favorite. You get what I'm saying?
Him and DJ Head.
That's their favorite album. But I say that to say, it's like you said, it didn't resonate in the whole world wanting to hear our sound. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I thought that's what was gonna come though. Because when I hear Squabble Up and I'm like, yo, this shit is. It feels like, oh, this might be a real turn. But I also gotta say, a lot of artists did not deliver on the other end of that. Because I feel like the YG album that came out kind of came and went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that was a moment.
That's what I was just about to say. That I feel like, and I don't know what went into the process of picking the artists that were on GNX. I don't know.
Right.
But I feel like if Dot would have picked more artists that are more consistent in their art to be on there, I feel like it would have. I feel like post GNX would have went differently.
For sure.
Like if Westside Boogie was on there.
Shout out Westside Boogie. And he drops
after that. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of artists I can name. I can go down a long list. But I feel like if he would have picked artists that are just more consistent in their business and their delivery of art and stuff like that, I feel like the post would have went a lot better, in my opinion.
All right. So that's what Reason had to say. And I don't really find a lot of harm in what he said. I don't feel like there was any malice. I don't really feel like there was any hate coming from him in this conversation. He was just being honest and open about his opinion. And, you know, he didn't even criticize the artists on there. We've seen some people just come out and flat out say the niggas was whack. You know what I mean? He was just like, yo, for the LA sound, right? Because that was kind of the mission statement, not by Kendrick Lamar, because we haven't heard him say what the fuck he cares about, you know what I mean, in these last couple years, other than getting his message out, you know, shouting out the battle rappers, shouting out that aggression and you know, keeping it hip hop. But outside of that, he hasn't really said much. Now, DJ Head came out with the mission statement that the West Coast was finna run rap for the next few years based around the new album, and that nothing was gonna stop after the new album, which he actually, I feel like, created overt anticipation that there was gonna be something else from Kendrick himself to follow, right? People felt like, oh, we're gonna get a mixtape, we're gonna get an album, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get that. And we know Kendrick Lamar moves at his own pace. He will not be rushed. You know what I mean? So I think people like DJ Head, I think although he did do a great job of, you know, building, right? Because with DJ Head doing the bigger picture, doing Effective Immediately, doing guest spots on other people's podcasts and stuff like that, it kept the West Coast in the conversation. It kept him in the conversation, which ultimately kept, you know, West Coast artists in the conversation because that's his DNA is West Coast. But at the same time, I think he might have oversold the movement, right? And I think some people may have bought into it and felt like that was going to happen. But, you know, Reason just said, Bootleg Kev said, you know, the YG album came and went, right? Which it did seem like there was going to be a little bit more energy around YG, but at the same time, you know, YG, he's hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? He has big records and then he kind of falls back and disappears. He comes outside with his church shoes on, then he hangs them back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just been the story of YG for 10 years now. So I wouldn't put too much on him. And honestly, I do not feel like the future of the West Coast was necessarily pending on GNX. Me personally, I could go ahead and close this and put myself back in full screen. I do not feel like that was needed, right? I understood that Kendrick took a more modern West Coast approach, which is basically contrary to Pimp a Butterfly, which was definitely vintage West Coast. DJ Quick inspired West Coast, George Clinton, P-Funk inspired West Coast jazz, live instrumentation, you know what I'm saying? Which threw a lot of people for a curve. This threw a lot of people for a curve, even though it was more, you know, we could see it coming, but we didn't know exactly where he was going. Like, he's one person. And although he is one person that has a lot of impact and power, again, he didn't sign anybody. He didn't choose to manage anybody. He's not executive producing nobody's albums. Like, this is an opportunity where when you look at Kendrick Lamar, right? You look at his first major features in the game and look at how he was able to capitalize on the situation, right? For having the right team, the right infrastructure, and the right ambition. We gotta hone in on the ambition. He wanted to be the GOAT. He wanted to be the next nigga. He wasn't content with local fame. Right? If you listen to what is it, The Heart Part 3? Is it 3? The one that came out right before Good Kid, Mad City, where you let hip hop die on October 27th. He talked about that shit. That's why I never believed in the New West or something like that. He said, I never believed it, right? Because it's like, I don't want to just be no local joker. I don't want to book out a 500 person venue and have everybody around here saying I'm popping, and I start smelling myself and really thinking I'm popping. That's cool for whoever feels good about it. I want to be a global star. I want to change and impact hip hop. I want to show y'all how we do it for real and take it to the highest level. Everybody does not have that gene. Everybody does not have that thing inside of them. And everybody doesn't have the proper infrastructure around them, even if they do have that thing to help that. So I can't blame Kendrick. I can't even blame the artists on the album. They did what they were supposed to do. They delivered on an album. Probably delivered their most noteworthy verses of their careers, possibly. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what was planned or laid out for them, then they did that, you know? Because again, I didn't know who they were coming into it. And I didn't walk away wanting to know too much about anyone outside of AZ Chike, Hit a J3. I really don't care to hear Lefty Gunplay. Some people really like him. That man got buzz off of 6 words. Or 4 words. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him though, because he's been moving. He's actually been consistent. He's actually been dropping. He's actually been doing stuff. But yeah, man, I just don't like how the whole coast was supposed to be like on his back at that point. He had already done the pop out. He had already gave everybody a huge, humongous stage. Some people that would have never, ever performed at that forum in their life got up there and got to treat the crowd like they was there for them specifically. You know? And again, like I said, when Daylight had his gripes, I don't feel like if Daylight was on that album, it would have changed anything for him. I don't feel like if Reason was on the album, it would have changed too much for him. Possibly for Reason, because I think he has a higher ceiling than a lot of other artists. But depending on what he did and how he did it, it's debatable. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like we're in a different space with hip hop nowadays. Like, we're kind of leaving the superstar phase of hip hop and R&B. Like, all black music is coming backwards. It's going underground. I can't say whether that's a good or a bad thing, but I just feel like the days of like the most talented people getting mainstream acceptance and love, those days are dwindling faster than ever. So you just got to get in where you fit in. You got to put the music out. You got to build a business. You got to learn the business, and you got to be prepared for your moment if it comes. That's all I can say. But again, Reason's been out here windmilling. So Reason comes out and says, this tweet is so far from what I actually said. It's sick. The internet is a scary place because most people will not watch this video. They'll just read this tweet and respond, which is 100% facts. 100% facts. We've been talking about this for a minute. Media literacy, overall literacy, is in the fucking gutter. Not to mention people that are just willfully dumb and malicious with their lack of information. Call Me Dennis posted this. If the tweet doesn't match what was actually said in the clip, this tactic getting old pretty quick. Of course, that's when Charlamagne was talking about this. We don't have to replay it. Young Deuces says, y'all want Reason Official to hate Dot so bad. LOL. Bro didn't say this at all. Someone here says, fuck him and his beard. They're saying that about Reason. He did so dirty, and that was supposed to be someone he knew. I hope he gets a tour so he can stop talking about TDE because they don't speak on him. Is that Cash Doll? Reason says, fuck him and his beard is crazy. What my beard do? He then turns around and retweets Rob Markman. This here says, what's one thing you hate about rap right now? I hate the way hip hop has been infiltrated with paid agitators who run up fake streams and use bots to give the illusion of something real. I hate the toxic side of stan culture and fans who pit their favorite artists against hip hop as a whole. Now that is a fucking word. I gotta co-sign that one for sure. You see, my like button is lit up on that bitch. And then he moved on. But yeah, respectfully, my biggest takeaway is you might want to stop speaking on Dot. You might want to stop speaking on TDE. Like, build a world around you, yourself, your music, your interests, hidden talents. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Hobbies. Like, build a world to where the only thing people need to be talking to you about is Reason. And like how big your vision is and how much it would take to help you get to there. Or if you could just pop out and surprise niggas with like a whole new perspective of who Reason is. You know what I'm saying? I just think that's going to be the best thing. But let me know what y'all think down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. And again, I'm not saying this out of hate or dislike or a lack of respect for Reason. I'm saying this ultimately because I like him as an artist. I think he's talented, and I think he can go further if he just removes himself from certain things. That's all I'm saying. I'll catch y'all on the next one, though. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built.